breakfast time and I fancy a cheeky maccas, and we all know that the king of the McDonald's order is the sausage and egg McMuffin. So we're going to cook one of these at home. It's super simple to do, really easy. There's very few ingredients, but if you do it right, it's a fantastic little breakfast that ticks all of the boxes. So let's cook. Yes, lad, it's your favourite, the McDonald's breakfast. This is the sausage and egg McMuffin. As you can see, very few ingredients really needed. We're going to want the pork mince for the sausage element. We're going to want a muffin for the muffin element. We're going to want to flavour that sausage with some sage, some ground white pepper. Yes, white pepper, not your black pepper. Some garlic granules. We're obviously going to want cheese, and then we're going to want some egg for the egg element. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to just pat your pork mince down a bit. Pork mince seems to be, a very high moisture content, so make sure you just get, what you can off of it. Then we're going to flavour it with half a teaspoon of the garlic powder, half a teaspoon of your white pepper. I just think white pepper works really well with pork. I mean, that's my personal preference. If you want to go for black pepper, feel free. And then you want a heaped teaspoon of the sage to really get that flavour. Really get that flavour. Then start mushing this all the way through. What you'll see, you can see that it's still super wet mixture there. As I say, it just has a really high moisture content. So now we're going to form the patties, okay? So you're going to need some form of egg ring, and this is, predominantly to cook your egg in, because otherwise you're just going to have an egg all over the place. You're not going to get the iconic look of the egg fitted inside the muffin. As you can see, these rings are available on Amazon. Just go and Google it. But they're a little bit smaller than the muffin. The egg isn't going to shrink because it's going to fit to that size. But we can use the egg ring to size up the patty. Okay, so as you can see, I had about 500 grams of the pork mince, and I think that you should really be able to get six patties out of that, right? Approximately 75-80 grams of the meat per person. I actually went a bit overboard in it when I was making this, and I think I did, just over 100. And you'll see at the end, the patties end up being a bit thicker. But what you can do is you can use this as a gauge to put the meat in to get like a round shape. Makes it much easier. So then once you've pulled it out, it's the shape, and you're not doing it to eye. You're not just squeezing a ball and it's going all over the place. So once you take it out, then you want to flatten it, making sure that it keeps in the circular shape. Now, I would make sure that even if you used 100 grams of the pork like I did here per patty, I would go much thinner. I mean, if you've watched my burger videos, you'll know that I'd like a really thin patty. So keep going until you make it a little bit thinner than this. That's the ideal scenario, really, because what we know is as soon as the meat hits the pan, it is going to contract. It's gonna shrink as it cooks. Okay, so that patty there will not remain that size. Okay, so stick them on the paper towel to getting more moisture off, and leave them whilst you make the others. Then you're going to throw it into a pan. Make sure it's an oiled pan. You want that little bit of extra fat. The beauty of using the pork mince here is because it's a lighter meat, we will instantly see the caramelization when we flip it, and it's going to look really good. Okay, so these take between 2 and 5 minutes depending on how thick you've done them. Okay, so you can see that's the caramelization. They've been in there for about 2 to 3 minutes, this size. So just flip them over. This is quite a high heat as well. One thing you want to make sure, you might want to make sure that you cook it all the way through. Okay, so once they've had 2 to 3 minutes each side, just chuck on the lid for the last minute, just to steam them up, to make sure that they cook all the way through. And the beauty of this is that they will retain the moisture. The steam will ensure that they are got loads of moisture. Put them in some foil because you're going to want to cook your eggs for a minute, okay? So get your egg rings, throw them in the pan, then get some spray oil or just oil the pan, however you see fit. And then you're going to want to crack your eggs into these. Now I did it direct into the pan. I took the massive risk that I was just going to mess it up, but I kind of just about got away with it. You may want to crack these into a cup, then pour the cup in. That may be your preferred preference. As long as you get them in the ring, it doesn't matter if they break. You just want to make sure that you get it into the rings, okay? You don't get it everywhere, right? Because what we're going to do now is we're just going to get the flipper and we're just going to break the yolks up a little bit anyway, okay? Break those up and just mix them up a bit. You know, just so it's all mixed up a little bit. Still wants to be, you know, white and yolk, but we'll break it up a little bit. You know, we're not making a soft, you know, soft runny egg or whatever. We're making an egg to go into the muffins, okay? So, you know, put that there, then get your lid again, put that on the top and cook them for, you know, a minute or so until you know that they are cooked through, okay? And then, you know, we are ready for assembly. You know, really super simple. So you get your muffins, slice them, toast them if you like them toasted. Most people do. And then you want to put your cheese. You always put your cheese at the bottom, you know, because everything else is going to go on top. And you're going to get a little bit of meltage going on. So get your patties out of your foil, okay, and drop these bad boys onto the cheese. As you will see, they did contract, as I predicted at the start. So as I say, if I'd pushed them down thinner, okay, they'd be thinner, obviously, but they would be, you know, as big as the muffins, which for my personal preference, that's what I would have preferred. Then drop your egg, because as you can see, the muffin and the the egg and the patty are about the same, but c'est la vie, we move on, okay? So then you get your tops, put your top on, and there you got it. You've got an absolutely cracking sausage and egg muffin there. They look absolutely damn incredible. But note to self, make sure you show it to the camera, not above the camera. So let's jump across to the taste test. Right, well that was a real easy one today. We made the two of them super quick. Enough ingredients for a further two, which we'll do tomorrow morning. But let's go for the taste test. We already saw how absolutely amazing these looked. You know, look at that. That is absolutely, that's a maccas, you know, 10x. So let's see if I can get the whole thing in my mouth. I don't think I can. Just about got that in there. Usually when I make hamburgers, I make the patties super thin. That's how I like them. Made them a bit thicker here, but as you can see, that is absolutely incredible. It's so tasty. The patty is absolutely brilliant. So if you like what you see, give us the old thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you have tried it. And let me know if there's anything you would like me to do a video on. Leave that in the comments section. Hit the subscribe button. We'll see you soon for yet another one. Have a great one.